Dr. Kim Dae-ho stood at the center of the massive chamber. The walls stretched up so high he could barely see the ceiling. Around him sat thousands of alien beings. Some looked like giant insects. Others had tentacles instead of arms. A few floated in the air without any legs at all. Their eyes all stared down at him with cold interest. The human diplomat adjusted his simple black suit. He looked very small in this place. The aliens had built this council chamber to make visitors feel tiny and weak. It worked on most species. But Kim Dae-ho had seen worse things than big rooms and ugly aliens. Admiral Thexran rose from his throne-like seat. The alien commander stood 12 feet tall. His skin looked like dark metal. 4 arms moved as he spoke. His voice echoed through the chamber like thunder. "The human speaks for his primitive world," Thexran announced. "We will hear what this creature has to say before we decide his species' fate." Kim Dae-ho stepped forward. His voice was calm and clear. "Honored members of the Galactic Council, I come here today with a simple message from Earth. Leave us alone. We want peace, but we will defend ourselves if attacked." Laughter filled the chamber, not happy laughter. The kind that bullies make when they see someone smaller than them. The sound came from hundreds of different alien throats. Some clicked, some buzzed, some roared, but all of them found the humans' words funny. A creature that looked like a giant spider spoke up. "The humans think they can threaten us? They have barely left their own star system. Their ships move slower than our cargo vessels." Another alien joined in. This one had skin like a fish and 3 heads. "My scouts report that Earth has maybe 50 warships. 50. My personal fleet has more ships than that." Kim Dae-ho waited for the laughter to die down. He had expected this reaction. Earth's leaders had told him what would happen. The aliens would not listen. They would not believe. They would make the same mistake that bullies always made. They would think that being big meant being strong. "I understand your position," Kim Dae-ho said, "but I must warn you again. Earth does not want war, but if you attack us, you will regret it." Admiral Thexran slammed one of his 4 fists on his throne. The sound boomed like a cannon shot. "Enough! This insect dares to threaten the combined might of 17 star empires. We have fleets that could darken your sun. We have weapons that could crack your planet in half." The alien admiral stood up fully. His massive form cast a shadow over the human diplomat. "Your species has had a good run, little human. You have spread to a few planets. You have built some toys that you call spaceships. But now you have caught our attention, and that is always fatal." Other aliens nodded their heads or waved their tentacles in agreement. The Vorthak Empire controlled 300 star systems. The Crystalline Confederation had weapons that could destroy entire moons. The Hive Collective could build 1,000 ships in the time it took humans to build one. Kim Dae-ho pulled out a small device from his pocket. It looked like a simple tablet computer. Nothing special. Nothing threatening. He touched the screen and a hologram appeared above it. The hologram showed Earth. The blue and green planet slowly rotated in the air. It looked beautiful and peaceful. It also looked very small and defenseless. "This is our world," Kim Dae-ho said. 3 billion years ago, life began in our oceans. For most of that time, creatures lived in peace. They ate plants. They avoided danger. They lived simple, quiet lives. The aliens in the chamber grew quiet. They were not sure where this was going, but they were curious. "Then something changed," the human continued. "Our planet became dangerous. Ice ages came and went. Volcanoes erupted. Meteors fell from space. Species that could not adapt died out. Only the strong survived." The hologram changed. Now it showed Earth's history. Dinosaurs fighting for territory. Early mammals hiding from predators. The first humans learning to make fire and weapons. "My species learned something during those difficult times," Kim Dae-ho said. "We learned that the universe is not a safe place. We learned that peace is something you have to fight for. And we learned that sometimes the best way to avoid a fight is to make sure nobody wants to start one." Admiral Thexran laughed again, but this time he sounded less certain. "Are you trying to scare us with stories about your primitive ancestors? We have conquered species that ruled the galaxy when your world was still covered in ice." "I am not trying to scare you," Kim Dae-ho replied. "I am trying to save your lives." The words hung in the air like a challenge. The chamber fell silent. Thousands of alien beings stared at the small human who had just threatened the most powerful military force in the galaxy. A new voice spoke up. This came from Keeper Zeftel, one of the oldest and wisest beings in the council. "Human diplomat, your words are bold. But surely you understand the situation. We have ships that number in the millions. We have weapons that can destroy stars. What could your young species possibly have that would concern us? Kim Dae-ho smiled. It was not a happy smile. It was the kind of smile that soldiers wore before a battle they knew they would win. Keeper Zeftal, your species has been at peace for 10,000 years. You have not fought a real war in all that time. You have forgotten what war truly means. The human diplomat touched his tablet again. The hologram changed once more. Now it showed Earth's recent history. 2 massive world wars, cities destroyed by nuclear weapons, millions of people dying in conflicts across the planet. We have never forgotten. Kim Dae-ho said quietly. We have never stopped preparing. We have never stopped improving our weapons. We have never stopped thinking about how to defend our world. Impossible, snarled Admiral Thexran. Our scouts have observed your world for decades. You have primitive nuclear weapons. You have slow chemical rockets. You are babies playing with fire. Kim Dae-ho nodded. Yes, that is exactly what we wanted you to think. The words sent a chill through the chamber. For the first time, some of the aliens looked uncertain. A few shifted nervously in their seats. Others began whispering to their neighbors. The human diplomat put away his tablet. I have delivered Earth's message. We want peace. We offer friendship and trade to any species that comes to us in good faith, but we will defend ourselves against any threat. And if we choose to remove your threat before it grows larger, Admiral Thexran demanded. Kim Dae-ho looked directly at the alien commander. His voice was steady and cold. Then you will learn why predators should never underestimate their prey. The human turned and walked toward the chamber's exit. His footsteps echoed in the silence. No one tried to stop him. No one spoke. As he reached the door, Kim Dae-ho paused and looked back. You have 72 hours to reconsider. After that, any fleet that approaches our solar system will be considered hostile. The door closed behind him with a soft hiss. Admiral Thexran stood in the center of the chamber. His 4 hands clenched into fists. Around him, the other aliens began talking all at once. Some wanted to attack immediately. Others suggested they should be more careful. A few even thought they should consider the humans' warnings. Silence. Thexran roared. The chamber fell quiet again. The humans' threats are meaningless. No species has ever successfully defended against the combined might of the Galactic Council. We will assemble the largest fleet in galactic history. We will show these upstart humans what happens to those who dare threaten their betters. The vote was unanimous. 17 different alien empires agreed to contribute ships to the fleet. Within hours, orders went out across the galaxy. Every major species would send their best warships. The human threat would be eliminated quickly and completely. Admiral Thexran smiled as he planned the attack. Soon, Earth would be nothing but burning rubble floating in space. The galaxy would learn once again that the Galactic Council's word was law. But as he made his plans, the alien commander felt a small, nagging doubt. The human diplomat had seemed very calm for someone whose species was about to be destroyed. Too calm. Thexran pushed the thought away. Humans were young and foolish. They did not understand the power they had just challenged. Soon they would learn. And then there would be silence where their world used to be. Professor Choi Min-ho walked through the underground laboratory 3 miles beneath the Swiss mountains. The tunnel stretched for hundreds of miles in all directions. Most people on Earth had no idea this place existed. Even fewer knew what kind of work happened here. The professor stopped at a massive steel door. He placed his hand on a scanner. The machine read his fingerprints, checked his heartbeat, and scanned his eyes. Only then did the door open with a deep rumble. Inside, Dr. Han So-young was working at a control panel that looked like something from a science fiction movie. Holographic displays floated in the air around her. Mathematical equations scrolled past faster than any normal human could read them. But Han So-young was not a normal human. She had been genetically enhanced to process information at superhuman speeds. How are the tests going? Choi Min-ho asked. Han So-young smiled without looking away from her work. Better than expected. The quantum disruptors are working perfectly. We can now fold space around objects up to 10 miles wide. And the power requirements? Manageable. Each disruptor can operate for 15 seconds before needing to recharge. But 15 seconds is more than enough. Choi Min-ho nodded. He had helped design these weapons. He knew exactly what they could do. The aliens had no idea what was waiting for them. The professor walked deeper into the laboratory. Past the weapon systems, past the power generators, to a room that held Earth's greatest secret. Inside this room sat 12 people at computer terminals. They looked normal. They acted normal. But they were not entirely human anymore. These 12 people had volunteered for an experiment that had changed them forever. Parts of their brains had been replaced with quantum computers. They could think faster than any alien artificial intelligence. They could process battle data in real time. They were the human race's secret weapon. One of them looked up as Choi Min-ho entered. Her name was Park Ji-young. Before the enhancement, she had been a brilliant military strategist. Now she was something much more. "Professor," she said, "we have been monitoring alien communications. Admiral Thexron is assembling his fleet. Current projections show approximately 10,000 ships from 17 different species. Their formation, standard intimidation pattern. They plan to approach Earth in a tight group. Maximum visual impact. They want to scare us into surrendering without a fight." Choi Min-ho almost laughed. The aliens were making this too easy. Do they suspect anything? No. Our deception protocols are working perfectly. Their scouts still report that Earth has minimal defenses. They believe we have 50 primitive warships and some nuclear missiles. The professor walked to a wall screen that showed the solar system. Red dots marked the positions of alien scout ships. Blue dots showed human vessels. But the blue dots were not the real human fleet. They were decoys, old cargo ships fitted with fake weapons and false energy signatures. The real human defenses were invisible to alien sensors, stealth technology that bent light and sound around Earth's true military assets. The aliens saw exactly what humanity wanted them to see. 3,000 miles away, Admiral Yu Tae-jin stood on the bridge of the Earth Defense Force flagship. The ship hung in space near Mars, completely invisible to alien detection. Around it, 200 other vessels waited in perfect silence. These were not the clumsy, slow ships that alien scouts had reported. They were sleek and deadly. Each one contained technology that was centuries ahead of anything the aliens possessed. Weapons that could destroy entire fleets, engines that could fold space and travel faster than light, shields that could deflect energy blasts from stars. "Admiral," said Captain Lee Sung-min, "we have confirmation from Earth Command. The aliens rejected our final warning. Fleet mobilization is authorized." Yu Tae-jin had expected this news, but hearing it still made him sad. Humanity had truly wanted peace. They had offered friendship and trade. The aliens had chosen war instead. "Signal all ships," the Admiral ordered. "Operation Silent Thunder is now active. All vessels to battle stations." Throughout the solar system, humanity's real defenses came online. Weapon platforms hidden inside asteroids began charging their power systems. Battle stations disguised as mining facilities armed their quantum disruptors. The Sol defense grid awakened like a sleeping giant. On Earth itself, engineer Nam Hye-jin was making final adjustments to the planet's ultimate defense system. She worked in a bunker beneath the Pacific Ocean. Around her, massive machines hummed with barely contained energy. The Sol defense grid was humanity's masterpiece. 50,000 quantum disruptor nodes placed throughout the solar system. Each one could bend space and time itself. Together, they could create a defensive field that would make Earth's star system impossible to attack. "All nodes report ready status," Nam Hye-jin announced to her team. "Power levels at maximum. Grid synchronization is perfect." Her assistant, Dr. Shin Jong-ho, checked the readings one more time. "The aliens will enter effective range in approximately 18 hours. Should we begin the charging sequence?" "Not yet," Nam Hye-jin replied. "We wait until they commit fully to their attack. No survivors means no witnesses. No witnesses means no one can warn other alien species about our true capabilities." Above them, the world continued as normal. People went to work. Children played in parks. Television shows made jokes about the alien threat. Everyone acted like Earth was helpless and afraid, but beneath the surface, humanity prepared for war. In classified facilities around the world, scientists made final checks on weapons that defied physics. Soldiers who had been enhanced beyond normal human limits took their positions. Pilots climbed into fighters that could travel between dimensions. Dr. Kim Dae-ho's shuttle approached Earth after his meeting with the Galactic Council. He had done his job. He had delivered the warning. He had given the aliens every chance to choose peace. As his shuttle entered Earth's atmosphere, Kim Dae-ho received a message from President Ryu Yoon-soo. The message was simple: "Well done. Now we finish this." The shuttle landed at a secret military base in South Korea. Kim Dae-ho was immediately taken to a secure briefing room. Inside, he found the most important people on Earth: military commanders, scientists, political leaders, the people who would decide humanity's future. "Report," President Ryu Yun-soo ordered. "They rejected our warning completely," Kim Dae-ho said. "Admiral Thexran is assembling the largest fleet in galactic history. They plan to destroy Earth as an example to other species." General Park Hyun-woo leaned forward. "Numbers? Approximately 10,000 ships. 17 different species. They will approach in standard formation, expecting easy victory." "Perfect," the general smiled. "They are walking into exactly the trap we prepared." President Ryu Yun-soo stood up. She was a small woman, but her voice carried the authority of an entire planet. "Ladies and gentlemen, we have spent 50 years preparing for this moment. Ever since our first contact with alien life, we knew this day might come. Today we show the galaxy what humanity is truly capable of." The meeting broke up quickly. Everyone had jobs to do, preparations to complete. The alien fleet would arrive soon, and Earth had to be ready. As the leaders left the briefing room, Kim Dae-ho remained behind with President Ryu Yun-soo. "Any regrets?" she asked him. Kim Dae-ho thought for a moment. "I wish it could have been different. I truly hoped they would listen to reason." "So did I," the president replied. "But some lessons can only be learned the hard way. The galaxy is about to discover that humans are not prey animals." She walked to a window that looked out over the military base. In the distance, aircraft that looked like metal butterflies prepared for takeoff. Soldiers in armor that seemed to bend light around them conducted final equipment checks. "Our ancestors survived ice ages and meteor impacts," President Ryu Yun-soo said quietly. "They survived predators and plagues and wars. They passed down one simple lesson: the universe is dangerous and only the prepared survive." Kim Dae-ho joined her at the window. "The aliens think they are apex predators. They are about to learn that every ecosystem has a new apex predator eventually. And when that day comes, the old predators become prey." Far above Earth, alien scout ships continued their surveillance. They saw cities full of frightened people. They detected radio signals begging for mercy. Their sensors showed a world with primitive defenses and outdated weapons. They saw exactly what humanity wanted them to see. The real Earth was a fortress that had been 50 years in the making. Every human settlement had hidden weapons. Every civilian had emergency training. Every child knew what to do if aliens attacked. But more than that, Earth had become something the galaxy had never seen before. A world where an entire species had united for one purpose: to make sure that anyone who threatened them would regret it forever. In 18 hours, the alien fleet would arrive. They would find what they expected to find: a helpless world ready for conquest. They would also find something they never expected. Something that would change the balance of power in the galaxy forever. They would find out what happened when predators finally met their match. Admiral Thexran stood on the bridge of his flagship, the Galactic Hammer. The massive ship stretched for 12 miles from front to back. Its weapons could destroy entire cities with a single shot. Around it, 10,000 other warships moved through space in perfect formation. This was the largest military force ever assembled in galactic history. Ships from 17 different alien empires flew together toward the small yellow star where humans lived. Some vessels looked like giant crystals. Others resembled metal spiders or floating pyramids. Each one represented the finest military technology that thousands of years of alien civilization could produce. "Status report," Thexran commanded. His second officer, Commander Velnash, checked her displays. "All ships report ready for combat. We will reach the human solar system in 6 hours. Their primitive sensors should detect us in approximately 2 hours." Thexran smiled with satisfaction. Everything was going according to plan. The humans would see this massive fleet approaching and realize how hopeless their situation was. Most species surrendered when they saw even a fraction of this firepower. "Any sign of human military response?" the Admiral asked. "Negative, sir. Our scouts report increased radio chatter from their world. Panic and confusion as expected. Their few warships remain in orbit around their planet. No movement toward our position." The alien commander felt a moment of disappointment. He had hoped the humans would at least try to fight. It was always more satisfying to crush an enemy that showed some courage. But apparently these creatures were as cowardly as they were primitive. 6 star systems away, Lieutenant Kim Min-jung piloted her reconnaissance fighter through the edge of the alien fleet. Her ship was completely invisible to their sensors. Advanced stealth technology made her vessel appear to be nothing more than a small piece of space debris. Kim Min-jung had been watching the alien fleet for 3 days. She had counted every ship, identified every weapon system, recorded every communication. The aliens had no idea they were being observed by their intended victims. "This is Ghost 7 to Earth Command," she whispered into her radio. "The alien fleet is maintaining standard approach formation. No tactical deployment. No scouts moving ahead. They are flying in a tight group like they are in a parade." The response came from Admiral Yu Tae-jin himself. "Confirmed, Ghost 7. Continue observation. Do not engage under any circumstances." Kim Min-jung almost laughed. Engage against 10,000 alien warships? Her fighter was fast and well-armed, but it was not that well-armed. Her job was to watch and report, nothing more. But as she studied the alien formation, the pilot began to understand why Earth's military leaders seemed so confident. These aliens were flying like they expected no resistance at all. Their ships were bunched together for maximum visual impact, perfect targets for the weapons that humanity had prepared. On Earth, General Park Hyun-woo watched the tactical displays in the Global Defense Command Center. The alien fleet appeared as a red cloud moving steadily toward Earth's solar system. Humanity's hidden defenses showed as blue dots scattered throughout local space. "Final weapons check," the general ordered. Reports came in from defensive positions across the solar system. Asteroid fortresses armed with quantum disruptors. Battle stations disguised as space elevators. Weapon platforms hidden inside the rings of Saturn. Every position reported full readiness. Ground defenses. All planetary shields are online. Population centers are secure. Civilian evacuation protocols are complete. General Park Hyun-woo nodded. The evacuation protocols were mostly for show. Earth's real defenses would either stop the alien fleet completely, or they would not stop it at all. There would be no middle ground in this battle. Dr. Shin Jong-ho monitored alien communications from a listening post on the far side of the moon. His enhanced hearing could pick up radio signals that normal human equipment would miss. What he heard told him everything he needed to know about the enemy's state of mind. "They are arguing about how to divide up Earth's resources after they conquer us," he reported to his superiors. "Some want to keep humans as slaves. Others think we should be eliminated completely. None of them expect any real resistance." The xenobiologist had studied these alien species for years. He understood how they thought. They were old civilizations that had grown comfortable with their power. They had not faced a real military challenge in thousands of years. They had forgotten that war was more than just showing up with bigger guns. "What about their formation?" asked his supervisor. "Textbook intimidation approach. All their largest ships in front. Weapons powered but not targeting anything specific. They plan to broadcast surrender demands when they reach our outer planets." Dr. Shin Jong-ho switched to a different frequency and heard Admiral Thexran giving orders to his fleet. The alien commander sounded bored, like he was discussing routine patrol duties rather than planning to destroy an entire species. "The enemy leader is overconfident," Dr. Shin Jong-ho reported. "He expects this to be over in hours, not days." Back on the alien flagship, Thexran was indeed feeling confident. His fleet had enough firepower to sterilize 100 worlds like Earth. The humans had shown no sign of advanced weapons or tactics. Their small fleet of primitive warships remained clustered around their home planet like frightened children. "Sir," Commander Velnash announced, "we are receiving a transmission from the human homeworld." "Put it on the main screen," Thexran ordered. The display showed a human in military uniform standing in what looked like a command center. The man appeared calm, but Thexran could see fear in his eyes. Good. Fear made enemies more likely to surrender without a fight. "This is General Park Hyun-woo of the Earth Defense Force," the human said. "I am authorized to negotiate the terms of Earth's surrender." Thexran laughed loudly. Several of his bridge crew joined in. This was exactly what they had expected. Humans were showing their true nature, weak and cowardly. "Human General," Thexran replied, "you will order all of your ships to power down their weapons and prepare to be boarded. Your population will be relocated to designated areas. Resistance will result in the complete destruction of your world." General Park Hyun-woo seemed to consider this for a moment. Then he smiled. It was not the smile of a defeated enemy. It was the smile of someone who knew something that Thexran did not. "I appreciate your offer," the human general said. But I have a counterproposal. Turn your fleet around and leave our solar system immediately. This is your final warning. The laughter on Thexeron's bridge was even louder this time. A few officers actually fell out of their chairs. The idea that humans would threaten them was absurd beyond belief. You amuse me, little general, Thexeron said when he could speak again. Very well. Since you refuse to surrender, we will demonstrate our power. Prepare to watch your homeworld burn. The transmission ended. Thexeron turned to his weapons officer. Target their largest city. Fire one shot. Let them see what happens to those who defy the Galactic Council. But before the weapons officer could comply, alarms began sounding throughout the ship. The tactical display showed something impossible. The human fleet was moving. Not toward them, but away from Earth. The primitive ships were spreading out across the solar system at speeds that should have been impossible for their technology. What is happening? Thexeron demanded. Commander Velnash studied her readings with confusion. Sir, the human ships are moving faster than our intelligence reports indicated they could, and they are deploying in a defensive formation that suggests advanced tactical knowledge. The alien admiral felt the first touch of uncertainty, but he pushed it away. So the humans had hidden a few capabilities. It did not matter. 10,000 warships could handle anything that 50 primitive vessels could do. Maintain course, he ordered. Charge all weapons. We will end this quickly. The alien fleet continued its approach toward Earth, but now the aliens were watching their enemies with more attention. The humans were not behaving like the frightened primitives they were supposed to be. On Earth, President Ru Yun-Su sat in the secure command bunker beneath Seoul. Around her, displays showed the positions of both fleets. The alien armada was now close enough to see with optical telescopes, 10,000 points of light moving steadily toward Earth's sun. Estimated time to weapons range, she asked. 4 hours and 17 minutes, came the reply. And our final preparations? Complete. All defensive systems are online. Seoul defense grid is fully charged. Our ships are in position. President Ryu Yun-Su nodded. 50 years of preparation had led to this moment. Humanity had spent half a century building weapons and defenses that the galaxy had never seen before. Today they would learn if all that work had been enough. Signal Admiral Yu Taijin, she ordered. Inform him that he is authorized to begin Operation Silent Thunder at his discretion. The message was sent instantly to the human fleet. Admiral Yu Taijin received it on his flagship, still invisible to alien sensors. Around him, 200 human warships waited in perfect silence for the order to attack, but the Admiral was patient. The aliens were still too spread out. He needed them to come closer together before he struck. The enemy had to be completely committed to their attack before humanity revealed its true strength. Time to optimum engagement range? He asked. The alien fleet reached the edge of Earth's solar system at exactly 1420 at Earth Standard Time. Admiral Thexeron stood on his bridge, watching the small blue planet grow larger on his main screen. Around him, 10,000 warships moved in perfect formation, ready to demonstrate the price of defying the Galactic Council. All ships report weapons charged and ready, Commander Velnash announced. Target locks acquired on major human population centers. Thexeron smiled with satisfaction. This would be over quickly. A few demonstration shots would break human resistance, the survivors would surrender, and the galaxy would have learned another lesson about challenging superior civilizations. Signal the fleet, he ordered. Assume bombardment formation. Prepare to fire on my command. Throughout the massive alien armada, 10,000 captains received their orders. Weapons that could shatter continents turned toward Earth. Energy cannons that could boil oceans began building up power. The combined firepower of 17 different alien empires focused on one small planet. But as the alien ships moved into their attack positions, they made a critical mistake. In their eagerness to show overwhelming force, they bunched their vessels closer together. What had started as a loose formation became a tight cluster of ships, perfect for intimidation, also perfect for what humanity had planned. Lieutenant Kim Min-jung watched from her hidden position as the alien fleet completed its formation. Her stealth fighter remained invisible, drifting like a piece of debris among the massive warships. She counted the distances between enemy vessels and felt a cold satisfaction. Ghost 7 to Earth Command, she whispered. Enemy fleet has achieved maximum density. All ships are within the target zone. The response came immediately from Admiral Yu Taijin. Confirmed, Ghost 7. All units prepare for silent thunder. Execution in 60 seconds. Throughout the solar system, humanity's hidden defenses received the signal. Weapon platforms disguised as asteroids began final targeting sequences. Battle stations that looked like mining facilities armed their quantum disruptors. The Sol defense grid awakened with barely contained power. On Earth, engineer Nam Hye-jin made final adjustments to the planet's ultimate weapon. The massive machines beneath the Pacific Ocean hummed with energy that could reshape space and time itself. 50,000 quantum disruptor nodes scattered throughout the solar system synchronized their targeting systems. All nodes report ready, she announced to her team. Power at maximum. Grid synchronization perfect. Dr. Shin Jong-ho checked the readings one final time. Enemy fleet position confirmed. All targets within effective range. Nam Hye-jin placed her hand on the activation control. 50 years of preparation had led to this moment. 50 years of planning and building and waiting. Today, humanity would show the galaxy what they were truly capable of. Sol defense grid is armed and ready, she reported to Earth Command. In his command bunker, General Park Hyun-woo watched the tactical display with calm satisfaction. Red dots representing alien ships filled one section of the screen. Blue dots showing human defenses surrounded them completely. The trap was perfect. All stations report ready, his aide announced. Waiting for final authorization, General Park Hyun-woo opened a secure channel to President Ryu Yun-soo. Madam President, we are ready to engage. Request permission to defend Earth. The president's voice was steady and cold. Permission granted, General. Show them what happens when predators underestimate their prey. The authorization signal went out instantly to every human commander in the solar system. Admiral Yu Tai-jin received it on his flagship and immediately opened fleet communications. All ships, this is Admiral Yu Tai-jin. Operation Silent Thunder is now active. Execute on my mark. Aboard the alien flagship, Thexran was about to give his own attack order when something impossible appeared on his sensors. For just a moment, space around his fleet seemed to shimmer. His instruments detected energy readings that made no sense. What was that? He demanded. Commander Velnash studied her displays with growing confusion. Sir, I am reading massive energy spikes throughout the solar system, but I cannot identify the source. Before Thexran could respond, Admiral Yu Tai-jin's voice came through time itself. Commence firing. At exactly 14:23:07, Earth Standard Time, 50,000 quantum disruptor nodes activated simultaneously throughout Earth's solar system. The effect was instantaneous and catastrophic. Space itself began to fold around the alien fleet. The quantum disruptors did not work like normal weapons. They did not fire energy beams or launch missiles. Instead, they manipulated the fundamental structure of reality. They created localized distortions in spacetime that wrapped around their targets like invisible fists. Admiral Thexran had time for exactly one thought as he watched space twist around his flagship. This was impossible. No species in galactic history had ever developed weapons that could manipulate spacetime itself. Then the galactic hammer simply ceased to exist, not destroyed, not vaporized, not torn apart. It was erased from reality as space folded around it and crushed it into a point smaller than an atom. The same thing happened to every other ship in the alien fleet. 10,000 warships representing the finest military technology that 17 different civilizations could produce were eliminated in 3.7 seconds. The largest military force in galactic history was reduced to quantum echoes floating in empty space. The few alien ships at the very edge of the formation barely escaped the effect. Commander Velnash found herself in command of 5 surviving vessels out of 10,000. Her instruments could not even detect where the rest of the fleet had gone. One moment they existed, the next moment there was nothing but empty space. Report. She screamed into her communication system. All ships report. Only 4 voices answered. 4 ships out of 10,000. The rest had simply vanished as if they had never existed at all. On Earth, Technician Bae Soo-jin recorded the energy readings from the Sol defense grid. The total power output had lasted only seconds, but it represented more energy than most star systems produced in an entire year, and humanity had generated it as easily as turning on a light switch. Grid discharge complete, she reported. All nodes cycling to standby mode. No damage to any systems. In his command center, General Park Hyun-woo watched the tactical display update. Where 10,000 red dots had been, Now only 5 remained. The alien threat had been eliminated so completely that their sensors could barely detect the survivors. "Signal Admiral Yu Tae-jin," he ordered. "Inform him that the Seoul defense grid has successfully neutralized the alien fleet. Operation Silent Thunder is complete." Throughout the solar system, human commanders checked their own displays and confirmed the impossible. The most powerful alien fleet in galactic history had been destroyed in less than 4 seconds. Humanity had not lost a single ship or suffered any casualties. Lieutenant Kim Min-jung watched from her stealth fighter as the surviving alien vessels tried to understand what had happened. Their sensors scanned frantically for any trace of their missing fleet, but the quantum disruptors had erased their target so completely that not even debris remained. "Ghost 7 to Earth Command," she reported. 5 enemy ships survived. They appear to be in shock. No hostile actions detected. Admiral Yu Tae-jin's response was immediate. "Do not engage the survivors. Let them return to their space. The galaxy needs witnesses to what happened here." Commander Vel Nash stared at her displays in complete disbelief. Her instruments showed impossible energy readings throughout the human solar system, power signatures that suggested technology thousands of years more advanced than anything the Galactic Council possessed. "How?" she whispered to herself. "How is this possible?" Her science officer, one of the few other survivors, checked his readings again. "Commander, our long-range sensors are detecting weapon systems throughout this star system. Hidden installations on every planet and major asteroid. The humans have turned their entire solar system into a fortress." Velnash felt a chill that had nothing to do with the temperature on her bridge. "How long have they been preparing?" "Based on these energy signatures, I estimate at least 50 Earth years. Possibly longer." The alien commander finally understood the trap they had flown into. While the Galactic Council had been dismissing humans as primitive creatures, humanity had been building the most sophisticated defense system in galactic history. They had hidden weapons that could manipulate space and time itself. "Set course for home," she ordered quietly. "Maximum speed." As the 5 surviving alien ships fled Earth's solar system, they carried with them recordings of the most one-sided battle in galactic history. 10,000 ships destroyed in seconds, an entire fleet erased from existence by weapons that defied known physics. On Earth, President Ryu Yun-soo addressed the planet from the Global Defense Command Center. Behind her, displays showed the tactical situation. Empty space where the alien fleet had been. Human ships moving to secure the area. "My fellow citizens," she began. "Today we face the greatest threat in human history. A force of 10,000 alien warships came to destroy our world. They believed we were primitive and defenseless. They were wrong. Around the world, billions of people watched as their president continued. For 50 years we have prepared for this day." Commander Vel Nash's ship limped back to the Galactic Council 3 weeks after the disaster at Earth. Her vessel was one of only 5 survivors from a fleet of 10,000 ships. The other 4 survivors had scattered to their homeworlds, carrying the same impossible story. The Great Council chamber was in chaos when Vel Nash arrived. Representatives from 17 different alien species argued loudly about what had happened. Some claimed the reports were false. Others demanded immediate revenge. A few suggested that perhaps humanity should be left alone. Vel Nash stood at the center of the chamber where Dr. Kim Dae-ho had delivered his warning. But now the mood was very different. Instead of laughter and contempt, she saw fear and confusion in the alien faces around her. "Commander," Admiral Thexeron's replacement demanded, "tell us exactly what happened to our fleet." Vel Nash activated a holographic display. It showed the recordings from her ship's sensors during the battle. The massive alien fleet approaching Earth. The moment when space itself seemed to twist. Then nothing but empty space where 10,000 ships had been. At 14:23:07 Earth Standard Time, the human defense system activated, she reported. "Our entire fleet was eliminated in 3.7 seconds. I cannot explain how their weapons work. They appear to manipulate space and time itself." The chamber fell silent. No one spoke. No one even moved. The idea that a species they had considered primitive could destroy the largest fleet in galactic history was too shocking to accept. Finally, Keeper Zeph-Tal spoke up. His ancient voice was quiet and thoughtful. "Commander, what did your sensors detect before the attack?" "Massive energy readings throughout the human solar system," Vel Nash replied. "Hidden weapon platforms on every planet and asteroid. The humans had turned their entire star system into a fortress. Our intelligence reports were completely wrong. An insect-like alien from the Hive Collective clicked angrily. Impossible! Our scouts observed Earth for decades. They reported primitive nuclear weapons and slow chemical rockets. That is what the humans wanted us to see, Velnash said quietly. While we were watching, they were building weapons that we cannot understand. Technology that is thousands of years ahead of our own. The implications of her words spread through the chamber like a disease. If humanity could hide such advanced technology, what else might they be capable of? How many other species in the galaxy were more dangerous than they appeared? 3 months later, Dr. Kim Dae-ho returned to the Galactic Council, but this time he was not alone. Behind him walked Admiral Yu Tai-jin and a small group of human military officers. They wore simple uniforms and carried no visible weapons. But everyone in the chamber could feel the power they represented. The aliens no longer laughed at human warnings. They no longer treated Earth's representatives as primitives. The species that had destroyed 10,000 warships in seconds deserved respect and fear. Kim Dae-ho stepped forward to address the council. His voice was calm and reasonable, just as it had been during his first visit. But now the aliens listened carefully to every word. Honored members of the Galactic Council, he began, I stand before you again with a message from Earth. We do not want to conquer your worlds. We do not want to rule the galaxy. We want the same thing we have always wanted, to be left alone to live in peace. Keeper Zeftal was the first to respond. Human diplomat, your species has demonstrated power that we did not think possible. What assurances can you give that this power will not be used against peaceful worlds? Admiral Yu Tai-jin stepped forward. Keeper Zeftal, humanity has a simple rule. We do not attack unless we are attacked first. Your fleet came to destroy our world. We defended ourselves. Any species that approaches Earth with peaceful intentions will be welcomed as friends. The alien council members exchanged nervous glances. They had built their power on being the strongest military force in the galaxy. Now they had discovered that there was a species far stronger than they were, a species that could eliminate their greatest fleets without breaking a sweat. Over the following months, the balance of power in the galaxy shifted completely. Some alien species immediately requested trade agreements with Earth. Others tried to form new alliances against the human threat, but most simply tried to avoid attracting humanity's attention. The Crystalline Confederation was the first to approach Earth with an offer of friendship. Their ambassador arrived at Earth's orbital station with gifts of rare minerals and artwork. He was nervous but hopeful that humanity would accept peaceful contact. Dr. Kim Dae-ho met with the alien ambassador in a conference room overlooking Earth. Through the large windows, the blue planet turned slowly in space. It looked peaceful and beautiful. It was hard to believe that this world had just humbled the entire galaxy. Ambassador, Kim Dae-ho said, your people are welcome here. Earth offers trade and friendship to all species that come in peace. The crystalline ambassador seemed relieved. We have much to offer each other. Your technology could help us improve our lives. Our knowledge of the galaxy could help you explore new worlds. Within a year, Earth had signed peaceful agreements with over 40 different alien species. Trade routes opened between human space and distant star systems. Earth's scientists shared some of their less dangerous technologies in exchange for alien knowledge and resources, but not all aliens were interested in peace. The Vorthak Empire and several other aggressive species tried to organize resistance to human power. They met in secret to plan ways to destroy Earth before humanity could spread beyond their solar system. Their plans were discovered before they could act. Professor Choi Min-ho had continued, developing new technologies after the victory over the Galactic Council fleet. One of his most useful inventions was a device that could listen to alien communications across the entire galaxy. When the Vorthak Empire began planning their attack, Earth knew about it within hours. President Ryut Yun-soo called an emergency meeting with her military advisors. What are our options? She asked. General Park Hyun-woo studied the intelligence reports. The Vorthak are gathering a new fleet, smaller than the last one, but still dangerous if they develop new tactics. We could eliminate them the same way we dealt with the Council fleet. No, the President said firmly. We proved our point with the Council fleet. Now we need to show that we can be merciful as well as deadly. Instead of destroying the Vorthak fleet, Earth sent a different message. A single human ship appeared in Vorthak space. It was small and appeared to be unarmed, but it carried something more powerful than any weapon. The ship broadcasted a recording throughout the Vorthak Empire. The recording showed detailed images of Vorthak military bases, government buildings, and fleet positions. It showed that humanity could see everything the aliens were doing, even in their most secret facilities. The message that accompanied the images was simple. We know what you are planning. We could stop you now if we wanted to. Instead, we offer you the same choice we offered the Galactic Council. Choose peace and live. Choose war and disappear. The Vorthak Empire chose peace. 2 years after the destruction of the Council fleet, the galaxy had settled into a new order. Humanity controlled the most powerful military force in known space, but they used that power carefully. Earth became a center of trade and diplomacy, where different species could meet safely. Engineer Nam Hyejin had moved on to new projects. Instead of building weapons, she was developing technologies to help humanity explore beyond their galaxy. Faster-than-light travel that could cross the space between galaxies, sensors that could detect habitable worlds from thousands of light-years away. How long until we can reach the Andromeda Galaxy? Admiral Yu Taejin asked during one of their planning meetings. 3 years to develop the technology. Another 2 years to build the ships, Nam Hyejin replied. But Admiral, are you sure we should leave our galaxy so soon? We have barely begun to explore the local area. Yu Taejin looked out at the stars through the window of the orbital station. The galaxy is settling into peace now, but that peace depends on our strength. If we ever become weak, the old patterns will return. Aggression and conquest and war. The Admiral turned back to the engineer. We need to keep growing. Keep exploring. Keep developing new technologies. The universe is vast, and humanity needs to be ready for whatever we might find out there. On Earth itself, children learned about the day when their planet faced its greatest threat and emerged victorious. In schools around the world, teachers told the story of how humanity had hidden their true strength until the moment when they needed it most. Young students raised their hands to ask questions about the aliens and the war and the amazing weapons that had saved their world. But the most important lesson was simpler than any technology. The universe was dangerous. Other species might seem friendly until they decided humanity was a threat. The only way to ensure peace was to be so strong that no one would dare start a war. Dr. Kim Dae-ho often visited these schools to talk about his experiences with the Galactic Council. Children would ask him if he had been scared when he delivered humanity's warning to the aliens. Of course I was scared, he would tell them. Fear is normal when you face danger, but fear can also make you strong if you use it correctly. We were afraid of what the aliens might do to Earth, so we prepared.